Today, I will win the Stanley Cup, but there's a twist. The NHL has been reset. All players are no longer on their teams and will instead be pooled in a league-wide 32-round fantasy draft. Any team can draft any player and lift the Stanley Cup. I'm going to be playing as the Utah Mammoths, and we got the 7th overall pick. I don't know who's going to be here at 7. I have not done a fantasy draft since like NHL 20, but Cale Makar, Connor McDavid, Leon Draisaitl, Quinn Hughes, Austin Matthews, and David Pastrnak are all off the board already. Connor McDavid went second, and Cale Makar went first. That's interesting. But I do notice one name who has not gone yet, and he's going to be a huge thematic sticking point for how I want to approach this draft. I want to go young. We can take some talent to compete right now, like Nathan MacKinnon or Barkov, but I like the idea of starting off a little bit younger, getting good draft picks, and growing into competitors. So I'm going with Connor Bedard. Franchise medium, 20 years old, 86 overall. I think that's a perfect first-round pick. I'm not going to show every player and where they go, but I will show you most of my picks. We got see if we took Nathan MacKinnon and then paired him with Sidney Crosby, we would be pretty close to competitors right about now, but we're going young. Luke Hughes is on the board as our #1 defenseman. That could be nice. $9 million for 7 years. Luke Hughes is a great option, but I also really like Seth Jarvis here. I'm going to go with Jarvis. He's 1 year older, 1 overall higher, but he's getting paid less money, and I think that'll really help us out. In the 3rd round, though, I do want a good defenseman on this squad. Preferably he's young, but that might be tougher. We are running out of defensemen very quick. I could go Levshunov. I've traded for him twice. He's done me wrong both times. Owen Powers, another guy I could pick up, but I can't miss out on this. Cole Caulfield is still here in the 3rd round. I'm a huge fan of that pickup. All right, 4th round. I really need a defenseman now. He might have to be super young. There's actually a ton of good options still here for young defensemen. Levshunov would be great. I know Zane Parekh usually turns into a dog. Who do we have in net? A ton of elite medium goalies. I think we'll probably be good there for a while. Before I go for a defenseman, I'm going to pick up Michael Misa. Next round for sure, though, I'm looking for a defenseman right away. Zane Parekh and Levshunov are both still here. I'm going to start with Parekh, and then if Levshunov is here next, I'm going to take him. We're just absorbing all of the young talent that we possibly can. He is still here. I'm taking him as well. We might be super booty buns this first season, but that, I mean, realistically gives us a chance at Gavin McKenna, so I'll take it. I think I'm still good at goalie for a while. Let me just keep sucking up these elite mediums. I can't believe they're still all on the board. Pick up a power forward in Porter Martoni. Tija Ginla, sure. Put you on a squad as well. It might take us a few years, but I think we're going to look very good soon with this rebuild. The only concern would be what type of contracts these guys are going to want. All right, Caden Lindstrom's going to be the last young guy I take. Now I actually got to worry about filling out my roster with people who are currently NHL players and NHL ready. Could go for guys like Kopitar, but they're going to be out of the league pretty soon. First, let me see who's here at goalie. Go Chetkov. Let me find someone that matches my timeline. Ravens. I don't know if I have to take a Tendy yet. Well, no, I don't need a Tendy yet. I'm going to take the last elite medium off the board. Sandan Palinka. Now I'm seriously done with the young guys. We've secured our future beyond any doubt there could possibly be. Let me take up some actual starters. I'll take Landeskog. Let me get some veteran presence on this team. Round 12. I might start breezing through these rounds. I might actually just skip to the end and show you guys the final lines. The fantasy draft is completely over, and we've got one of the worst teams I've ever seen. Extremely young with a couple of vets sprinkled around. The only shining light about this roster is line 1. Cole Caulfield, Connor Bedard, Seth Jarvis. Hopefully they can do some damage and progress together, but everywhere else, okay, line 2 is not bad. This is my veteran line. Kopitar, Landeskog, and Palmieri. Kopitar was just up there, so a lot of these guys, these vets, were up there for so long, just chilling. Nobody wanted to take them. They're so old. I'll give you a place to retire, Kopitar. I'll give you a home. Gabriel Landeskog, I'll give you a place to stay, Kyle Palmieri. In between the pipes, For some reason, they got Ravensburg as my backup. I did take an actual backup, but if they want him starting right now, or this is the backup, whatever, who am I to say no? Head coach cooked up some devious lines here. I'm going to let it run. I think we got a pretty good chance at getting pretty high up in the lottery. We've got to be by far like the worst team in the league right now. But before we start the season at all, a huge and main and only concern is we got to re-sign Connor Bedard. I've got 20 million in cap space right now, and next year I'll have 46 million. He wants 9.5 for 7 years. Make that 8 years, put a no movement on the end. Give me that deal. I'll take that. Connor Bedard is signed in for 8 years, which hopefully it doesn't take us 8 years to win a Stanley Cup. I think we are going to be a horrible team right now, but we already have all the young talent that's coming in, and our draft picks are going to be so... If we don't get at least one franchise-level player in the draft, I'll be shocked. Whoa! We just went in and beat up on the Avs. I have no clue who is on the Avs, but they might be horrible. Okay, I was talking about I'm going to have the worst team of all time, the worst team ever. But I was lying, apparently, because somehow this team is above 500. I've put together genuinely contending rosters that have played worse than this squad of legit people like 1 year away from retirement and people who just got in the league. Like, this has to be the worst team ever assembled, and we might make the playoffs. All right, we're just past the trade deadline. 64 games in, and second in our division. Now, it's not by much. There's only 3 points between second and fifth. But how? Let me just go check out. The Jets are 1 point below us. What do their lines look like? This is a joke. This team is 1 point worse than us. Who's in between the pipes? Not that great. That team, just remember, that team is worse than this team. This team that has 80s, and I have a 70 overall playing right now. Look at this bottom three. 78, 79, 78. Okay, the top line is carrying. Bedard is a 91 now. Kopitar's down to a 79, though. How am I in a playoff spot? All right, well, if by some miracle we make the playoffs, not even by some miracle at this point, I'd be pissed if we didn't make it, but there's no way we can go on a run with this poverty squad. We missed the playoffs. All that just to miss the playoffs, get a garbage... How did this team almost make the playoffs? Who carried? Connor Bedard had 74. That's not even that great. Whoa. Okay. It was not the first line carrying the squad. They got dicked down. Minus 21, minus 24, minus 25. They put up points, yeah, but god damn. All right, I'm going to send to the draft. Hopefully I get a pretty good pick. I have absolutely no clue who's a contender right now, who's a good team. I think the Blackhawks are pretty good. They were leading my division. The Calgary Flames win the Stanley Cup. What pick are we getting, though? Please give me a good one. We go from 9 to 10. We got the 10th overall pick. See this draft class while the Blues are on the clock. Gavin McKenna is the top dog. Could trade for him. I do have insane amounts of trade value, and Sandan Palinka turned into an elite high player. Let me try something out. I will say I did take Cole Caulfield to be on my first line as a wing, but Connor Bedard is a sniper. Seth Jarvis, they've got him listed at two-way forward. I might try and trade Cole Caulfield with my pick with another young player. This might be actually easy for me to pull off and honestly kind of worth it. Hayden Lindstrom, let me just try with players right now. Whoa, they accepted that easily. That's for the first overall pick, right? That was so easy. That's worth it, right? I mean, I can just go and flip Gavin McKenna for more than what I just traded away. So Caulfield, usually he turns into like a 91 overall, a dog with a bunch of value. I don't know if he's going to do that though, because he's not on Montreal on that goated line with Suzuki and Slavkovsky. I'd rather have Gavin McKenna. Should that have been that easy? Did I just scam myself again? Do I always do that? Oh yeah, I didn't even trade away my first round pick. I still have my first round pick. I could take Booby Rook, who was the 6th ranked player, and he's falling all the way down to 10. What is this draft? 75 overall, elite medium player, 10th overall. They're saying Cooper Williams might be elite high. I doubt it, but I'll take him anyways. He's top 9 high. Just hit the rest of this draft. I don't think I'm going to get anything else crazy going on. Who's up in free agency? Jack Eichel is, but let's make it unrestricted first. I don't think Jack Eichel's a good move for me. I don't think a lot of these guys are going to be good moves. Again, the thing about loading your team full of young guys is that you kind of need a lot of money in the cap. A lot of them are going to come off very quick of their contracts. You never know who's going to ask for what. You don't want to lose anybody. I'll seek out a couple of 1-year deals. Maybe I'd do some longer deals if there's something that really interests me, but I think for for the most part. I'm just looking for 1 years. Matt Zuccarello, I like that. Barrett Hayton looks good to me. Claude Giroux did go off in my last rebuild at like an 81 overall. He was leading the playoffs in points till we kicked him and the Avs out. So I'm going to try and pick up him. It is a crazy price for who he is right now, but maybe the simulation just loves him. And while I'm at it, let me pick up another vet. Let's get Patrick Kane in here. Zuccarello says yes. Giroux says yes. Patrick Kane says no. I just realized I haven't done my captains at all. Let me set my captains. I'm assuming Bedard has the C. He doesn't. Seth Jarvis does. Sorry, Jarvis, but you're going to get an A. Smith, you're getting nothing. Bedard is the captain. The rookie hasn't even played a game yet, but we're putting a letter on his... Where is he? Where's Gavin McKenna at? Is he not in the NHL? Why would he not be in the NHL right now? Why would he be in the AHL? All right, I got it figured out. Here we go. Gavin McKenna, rookie season, hasn't played the game, hasn't touched the ice. We're giving him a letter because we believe in him and Bedsy as the future of this franchise, and that completes the captain line. +5 overall chemistry. This will be the greatest line in the NHL, mark my words. I expect monstrous performances out of each and every one of you. All of you have a letter on your jersey for a reason. All right, no letters on defense, only this line. The GOAT line. Putting Sandin Palinka up there, the new elite high guy, 21 years old with Radko Gudas. Old man Gudas is going to teach him a few things. And then we've got Zane Perek and Lev Shnav on that second line. On offense, of course, I've already talked about the GOAT line. And of course, we've still got the second line, the vet line. But we've also got a little bit of veteran presence next to TJ Ginla and Porter Martoni, and then two, older players next to Michael Misa on the fourth line. Things are turning around pretty quickly, I'll say. I've only got one singular goal for this season. I want to see Gavin McKenna pick up a Calder. Because if he does, he gets rewards. +3 poise, +2 speed, a potential likelihood increase, which would turn him into a franchise high player. Still don't really know who's on which NHL team, but when we make it to the playoffs, I will show like every single team we face, just so we know where players ended up. But for right now, I don't really want to run down the lineup and the depth chart for every single squad. But speaking of the playoffs, we might make them this season. We're starting off 5-2. Pretty strong start. We could be finding out sooner rather than later. Started off the season pretty hot, but now we're second to last in our division. I don't know how that works. I did say we were going to take a step back. Actually, let me check right now. I'm curious. Is Gavin McKenna on pace to get a Calder? 46 points in 72 games. Wow, this first line is still just getting dicked on. Among rookie skaters, he is leading the way. He's got a great chance to pull away, but this really is just not a good year for rookies, apparently. I mean, it's not necessarily a bad thing if we miss the playoffs this season or next season, even because we are so young. I haven't traded away any picks. Development and time as a whole, it's on our side right now. Season's over. We went 32, 40, and 10. I think we were one of the worst teams in the league. We did finish 28th. There is a franchise potential player in this draft, as well as an elite high, so we're going to be in the sweepstakes for a pretty good player. Seth Jarvis did have 81 points, almost a point per game. McKenna finished with 58. Honestly, I think they finished pretty strong there. I would like to see a little bit more out of Connor Bedard. He's a 93 overall now, but he's only 21. So I trust in him. Seth Jarvis is 25, so I don't know how much better he's going to be getting. Claude Giroux, 46 points, 39 years old, 84 overall. I think he might just simulate so good for no reason. Although this team in general being negative might be because my goaltending is so horrible and my defensive core is pretty buns. But again, time is on our side. Development is on our side. Maybe not next season, but at least the season after. We should be, I think, drifting into contender range pretty soon. We just got to get these boys to get a little bit of meat on their bones. Get in the gym, get on the ice, get some reps in. We'll be doing just fine. Chicago Blackhawks win the Stanley Cup without Connor Bedard. And we go from 5th to 6th. New York Islanders jump from 8 to 1. They're going to have a chance at Landon DuPont. Not going to trade anything. I'm just going to take my number 6 overall pick. We've got 2 elite mediums up here. Another Bouchard, Aiden Bouchard. I don't really know if I'm going to need defenseman. How far are these guys out from the NHL? He says he's NHL ready, similar play style, Victor Hedman. And then we've got NHL ready, similar style, Milan Lucic. That would be nice on the third line. I'm gonna go with Prob Baffle. 79 overall power forward, a year, maybe 2, and he's gonna be an excellent third or fourth line steal on an extremely cheap deal. Next round, we've got the chance at an elite medium. I'm gonna swing and take it. I don't get it, but 77 overall, top 6. There's been some pretty good players going around here, especially the pick before, but 77 overall in the second round is pretty damn good. Third round, elite low, 65 overall. I think that's a pretty good pickup too. I don't know who else we're gonna have. Unless I get super lucky. That might be the last pick I'm really confident in. It says this guy might be a bust, but I'm gonna just take him anyways. Yeah, looks like we're probably done drafting players who are gonna be useful to us. I will say Gavin McKenna did not win the Calder. Let me go into individual awards. Who's won what? Austin Matthews went back-to-back on Art Ross and MVP. Good Lord. Quinn Hughes won the Norris. Who won the Calder? Went to Throaty McThroaty-Goaty. What the hell? What did he put up in the second half of the season to beat out McKenna? Gavin McKenna had 58 points and Rutger had... Okay, for some reason, I can't see rookie points. And when I go to Oilers... He's not here. Unless he didn't score like it. What the hell? Rookie skaters, nothing's there. I don't know what's going on. I can't even see how many points he has, but we did not win the Calder, and that was my one goal. Again, nobody really to re-sign except for Lev Shinov. His contract is up. He wants $4 million for 3 years. I'll take that down to 4 flat. No, I think I'm gonna have to go a little bit higher. 4.1 for 3. If we can get into contender range at the end of that contract, that would be a good timetable, but development would have to kind of go crazy. I'm about to have an absurd amount of money, and honestly, none of my young guys who are going to be expiring off their contracts are doing anything too crazy to warrant a ton of money. I think I'm going to spend a little bit in free agency. Who do we got? Of course, as soon as I'm like, let me spend in free agency, nobody's here. I could take Ovi for 1 year, 41 years old. I mean, hey, hell, he might retire with us. I'll send him out a deal. Sure. I got the money. Why not use it to pay people? Freddie Anderson, you want to spend a year with us? Why not? Got all his money, come spend a year with us. Ovi says, no, I haven't met your demand. I sent exactly what you were asking for. Wait, who gave Ovi a better deal than that? Third season lines. It's time for a Gavin McKenna revenge tour. No rookie of the year. Are you going to let them disrespect your name like that? 88 overall next to Connor Bedard, a 94, and Seth Jarvis, a 91. Still an amazing first line. Hopefully they can pop off. We do have a little bit of a better goalie in net. Our defensive core, which still sucks a lot. I'm gonna have to mess with the chemistry here a little bit, and I might trade for another defenseman at the deadline. I don't know if I should be trading quite yet or just going purely off development and draft still. What I am gonna do is get rid of the second line veteran 9. Now we got a second line young gun line with Michael Misatij, McGinley, and Porter Martoni. Third line is where we got the vets at. Fourth line, we also got just straight up vets. On defense, Zane Parekh is developing very nice. He's an 87 now. Sandin, elite high. Hopefully this is his year. Lev Shinov's bald head, we just gave an extension to. Things are looking pretty nice. I think I might just trade. No, I'm going to go one more season of development, and then I'll focus on really blowing things up if these overalls don't change. Coach is thinking we're playoff bound. I guess I'll agree with you, Coach, but it all depends on our first line, because our defense and our depth definitely is not there. This is the last season of a lot of our rookie contracts, so if ever they were going to lock in this squad, it would be now. They're fighting for money. They're fighting for their contract. But also that means that after I sign all these rookies on contracts, I can really know where I am and start to make some aggressive deals. Coach! You lied to me! Pack your fucking bags. We did not make the playoffs. Pack your fucking bags, you fucking bitch. Go on now! Novak, you can be interim for now. We went 39, 37, and 6. Connor Bedard had 67 points. The first line did not carry us to the playoffs, but they did go positive. Why are they not dogging out, though? The New York Rangers win the Stanley Cup. This might be the last draft I truly draft. Oh! We pop out to pick number 2 from the 9th place? I'm trading up for pick number 1. I know who pick number 1 is. Not gonna lie, I stopped signing my scouts, so there's a lot of unknowns, but I know who pick number 1 is. We're trading up 1 spot to get Maddie Schultz. I mean, how hard can that be when I have the next pick? Okay, we have the 2nd overall pick, and then we're giving up another 1st round pick and 3 1st round picks, or 3 2nd round picks, just to move up 1 spot, and it isn't sufficient at all. Bullshit. Bullshit. Nah, I'm just take the 2nd overall pick. 82 overall, elite medium. It's actually pretty good. Now it's time for re-signings. I already did a couple of important ones. I got Michael Misa, I got Sandan Palinka, and Porter Martoni, but I don't know. Zane Prek was asking for 12. Now he's only asking for 9.9. Let me bring that down to 9.7, and I can bring it down more though. 9.5? I'll throw out 9.5. Cap is going up, and I've got 33 million in space. He accepts. I like that deal. Claude Giroux has been an absolute dog in the sim. 3.4 million. I think that's more than worth it for him. I don't know what I'm going to be looking at in free agency, but I do, again, I've got 16 million, and I'd love to sign somebody, but again, there's no one really for me to sign. Let me make sure it's all unrestricted. I mean, I can put some of these deals out here. I just don't know how useful they're going to be to me. I guess defense, I do need a defenseman. Is 11 million worth it though? I don't know. I have been loving my vets. I guess a little bit of an overpay to Jamie Benn here, but got nothing else to do with this money, so I might as well send it out there. Before we go in and look at the lines, I just need to address I'm missing a left defenseman, and I'm sick and tired of Levchinov. Looking for a top 4 high. 2 years left on, is this Cole Hudson? It is. 2 years left on the entry level. Wait, that is not an entry contract. Just a 2-year for 1 mil. Okay, I can do with this deal. Let me see what it takes to get him. I think honestly, Levchinov, it would just go 1 for 1. I'm gonna have to put in a little bit more, or they're gonna have to give me a little bit more, especially because they want it. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take a really good prospect off their hands as well, and then put my 1st round pick in there. My 1st round pick has a lot of value right now. I can honestly take a little bit more off. My goal is that hopefully my team does really good, so that 1st round pick is not as valuable, but I have all these assets who are still gonna be very valuable that I can still trade with. And I also have my defenseman. Couldn't hurt to pick up another young defenseman. I think this should go through. Yeah, they're gonna say it's a no-brainer, but if we have a good season and that 1st round pick's not worth as much, and Levchinov is he's being a bum, I'm done with him, seriously. Never getting him again. That could be a good deal for us. New season, new lines. I gotta say I like these. Gavin McKenna, Connor Bedard, Seth Jarvis. My quote-unquote GOAT line has not been very goated. My 2nd line though, Tija Ginla, Michael Misa, Porter Martoni. We've seen some nice development out of these guys. I'm excited to see what they can do these upcoming seasons. And then, of course, I'm rocking with that 3rd line, the vet line, Landeskog, Ben, and Giroux. Like those guys, and a young guy and vet line for the 4th line. On defense, this is where I hope to see the most improvement. The morale is a little bit tough right now. I will fix it, but we've got Sandan Palinka next to Cole Hudson, Jordan Spence next to Zane Parekh, and then Muse next to Juggernaut. I like this setup a lot more. We still have a huge weakness in between the pipes. Honestly, I thought Ravensburg would be ready by now, but it looks like he still needs 1 season. Then he'll be ready to start dogging out in the NHL for us. I think we're there. I think we're not there, but we're getting there. I did pick up a new head coach for this season, Todd McClellan. A little bit more of a defensive-minded guy. He's on the squad for 4 years. Hopefully, he can bring a little bit of defensive juice. The scheme fits are not great for the 1st line, but I mean, Michael Misa is going to be happy. Sandan Palinka is going to be happy. Porter Martoni, Tija Ginla, they're all going to be pretty happy. That's why I'm kind of excited about them. The defensemen are pretty happy with it. Hopefully, that 1st line's just too good for it to even matter, and that the scheme fit doesn't matter that much. But I guess we'll see. Man, I don't even know what to say. 40 wins, 33 losses, 9 losses in overtime. Connor Bedard, 66 points. I might just go, yo, the 1st line was negative. Dude, somehow, despite all this, we still made the playoffs. We're facing the Chicago Blackhawks. I picked up a defensive coach to improve our defense, and our defense was 27th. Chicago had a 4th offense and 4th defense, so we don't have great chances, but let's see who's on Chicago. They got Jack Eichel, Dylan Gunther, not too much else going on offense. Marco Rossi. On defense, they got me, Yukov, Forsling, Matheson, Helic. Okay. Honestly, this is a winnable series. I think I probably have a better team. Honestly, our record's not better. Our stats aren't better, but I think we can win this. Let's see how it goes through 3 games. We win game 1 and win game 2. Can we win game 3? No. Every single game was within 1. 2 of them went to overtime. How does game 4 go? We also lose that same exact way in overtime. I'm simming at the end of this series. It's going to come down to the wire either way. Take a loss in game 5 and a loss in game 6. We do not make it past the first round, but we finally made it to the playoffs. And you know what? I think I am just going to go find a coach with a good scheme fit. I've never paid attention to scheme fit. I've always ignored it. But that first line being negative, that's heinous. That cannot be right. We do not have our first round pick. I traded that away with the hopes that it wouldn't be as valuable. I don't know how valuable it's going to be. It's going to be around 16th overall. So, I mean, probably not a great pick, but also you can definitely get something out of that still. I'm not as worried about the draft. In fact, I might not even show the draft or re-signings. I just want to get in and try and find a new coach. I'm rocking it back with Brunette. The scheme fit, honestly, it's not that great. 47% team fit, but he does work well with Connor Bedard, Seth Jarvis, kind of Gavin McKenna. Honestly, it's not great, but there's not many options at all. I will say Todd McClellan did love, you can't even see it anymore. He did love Sandin Palinka. I feel like maybe a little bit because of that, Palinka is now a franchise medium. All right, new season, new lines. I've given up. I haven't really given up, but the vet line, basically all out. Jamie Benn, I'm holding on to him. He has a bunch of abilities, and I feel like he'll still perform. The sim will still like him. He's next to Claude Giroux. Hopefully they play or simulate better than their overall. I'm believing in my young guys. Martoni's a 90 now. Tisha Ginla's got a bunch of abilities. Michael Misa's slowing down a little bit. And speaking of slowing down, the first line hasn't seen any major jumps, although Gavin McKenna is now a 90. On defense, man, I don't know what I'm supposed to do to get these morale. I mean, I guess just switch coaches. So I'll talk to him again, but I hate talking to him. We've got the exact same thing I've had over and over again. But between the pipes, Ravensburg is finally in, and for some reason, he signed a $1.25 million 5-year deal. I haven't made many moves, but that's because I'm kind of just locked in on this progression, and it's not really going the way I hoped. As far as our season goal, coach thinks we can make the playoffs, and I hope we do. We've been a few. Is this the 5th or 6th season? 5th or 6th season, something like that, and we've been to the playoffs once. I thought this would be a lot easier and a lot quicker, and we kind of suck nuts right now. Thinking maybe I should have kept Cole Caulfield. What you know about this team? New coach, new team, new goalie in net. 37. Hang on, let's see what happened in this game. 38, 15, and 4. 2 games away. We can hit the 40-20 rule. One more win. We win against Boston here, and we do. That's 40 wins before 20 losses. We're not just going to make the playoffs. We are a contender. Last time we made the playoffs, was that last season? I think that was last season. Last season, 40 wins, end of the season. This season, 40 wins at the trade deadline. And we're not even going to enter. That's how confident we are. I don't know if we're doing better because of the scheme fit or because Ravensburg is dogging out or because it just so happens to be the season that we're dogging out. Whatever it is, I'll take it. We're going to end with the mid 50 win season and probably the President's Trophy. We were 1 point off the President's Trophy. That's okay. We don't want the curse. The Rangers won 56 games. We won 55. It is what it is. We had the same amount of losses at 19. But individually, not a single player went at a point per game. Gavin McKenna, 72 points. Seth Jarvis, 68. Porter Martoni, 68. Bedard, 66. I might have to turn scoring up or something. What are these point totals? Sandan Palinka did ball out, 65 points plus 27. Definitely proud of him. How did Ravensburg do between the pipes? Oh my God, he dogged out 920 and a 250. Still just an 80 overall. The first round, we've got the Winnipeg Jets. They won 10 games less than us. I did check out their team at the start of this video, and it's pretty similar. They've got quite a deep squad. I do like this first line. I think our first line's better, though. I know our first line's been struggling, but still, I'm going to take us in that bet. Our depth, I think, is better as well. On defense, I think we're better. In between the pipes, they've got the higher overall tendy, but Ravensburg played better in the regular season. It all comes down. None of this matters if we don't play well in these playoffs. We have not won a series yet. We took Chicago to 6 last year. Hopefully, we can pack Winnipeg up in less than that. We lost game 1, but we took a W in game 3, or in game 2 and 3 we win. We're up 2-1. What's going to happen in game 4? We're going to lose again. Tied 2-2, the same exact position we were in last series. We played against Chicago last year, but this time we're looking to take a W. I'm going to sim all the way to game 7. If we lose these next 2 games, it's over. I believe in my team, believe in my squad. We win game 5 and lose game 6. It's going all the way to 7. Top in and see this play by play, period by period. No goals in the first, 3 goals in the second, 2 from Zane Rek, 1 from Moroz. And in the third, we're just going to take it home. 1 from Bedard, 1 from Misa. They're going to fight, but it's not enough. We get past the first round. Our first playoff series win, and the Utah Mammoth first playoff series win of all time. And it took us a lot longer than I would have liked to. It was my strategy. I did draft young, but I did not think it would take that long. And we've got a revenge match against Chicago. We know who's on this team. They've got Jack Eichel. We lose game 1. We lose game 2, but win game 3. Down 2-1. Can we rally? Can we get it done? Let's see what happens in game 4. We lose. Down. Back against the wall. We've got to win every single game from here on out, and we start that with game 5 with an overtime victory. How about game 6? Can we keep it going? We can. We're taking this to 7. At home, we have that advantage in our own barn, but can we win it? Let's go period by period. Period 1, down 1-0. Period 2, down 2-0. Period 3, down 3-0. It's over. We tried our best, but Chicago does not let us complete the 3-1 comeback. We are going to be out after the second round. A better performance, but a disappointing end. I would have liked to gone to at least the conference finals. That's going to have to wait until next year, though. I'm just going to try and win in free agency. I have $3 million. How many? Who's expiring? Tej. Okay. How much does he want? 10 million for 8 years? Jeez. 10.4 for 8. I can do that. Simpson, who I drafted 2nd overall, I still have not signed yet. You might have been wondering where he's at. He's been unsigned. He's going to be rookie for, or on the rookie deal for 3 more years, which is great for us. Cole Hudson wants a bag and a half. What for? You've not been playing like that. I'll give him 8.5. He accepts. Okay. I got 14 million left to re-sign these fellas, which I can easily get done. And then I can take a little bit of money to do some patchwork and free agency. Damn, Tyson Juggernaut wants 5.9. I think I'm just going to sign him and then trade him away. Claude Giroux last year played on the 4th line, 43 points. I mean, he's 42 years old, 79 overall, but he's still playing like a dog. I mean, he's dirt cheap. I'm still going to sign him and probably find out a way to get him minutes. I don't know why he sims so well. And finally, the year I don't have the money, we've got a big name in free agency. Jack Hughes is up here. I don't think there's anything I can do to clear out enough cap to pick him up, but there's also a couple of other names here. Who's not restricted? None of them. I'm gonna go replace Juggernaut with a player of a similar caliber that doesn't want way more money than he's worth. I'm gonna go for a guy I had in my last video, Cripps. Let me see if I can get Cripps 1-for-1 with Juggernaut. I think it should be kind of close. Cripps has the higher potential, but Juggernaut is a little bit of a higher overall right now. It's not going to go 1-for-1, but I think I can throw some picks in here. Get this to go. It does go. With that out of the way, what can I do in free agency? Or Zibanejad? Does Zibanejad sim well? He's been playing on the first line, but 70 points. Yeah, I'm gonna try and get Zibanejad. 6 mil 1 year, sure. Send that out. Artemi Panarin is also available. He wants 4.3. He also sims very well still. I'm going to collect another vet. It's 2 years, so it might be a little bit more risky, but we are the only ones interested right now. And he does accept. New season, new lines, and I'm doing something different this time. Same first line. Gavin McKinnon is now 92. I'm putting 77 overall, Claude Giroux on the second line. Why? Because next to him, Simpson and Tej Aginla. Then we've got Artemi Panarin, Mika Zibanejad, and Porter Martoni. A pretty good third line. And on the last line is Bathel, Misa, and Ruberuk. I really like this offense. I'm just curious to see how Claude Giroux does. If he starts sucking buns, I'm going to take him out. But we've got, I mean, arguably one of the greatest offensive crews ever assembled. And on defense, finally, the morale doesn't look horrible. We've got Zeev Bynum up here next to a 92 overall Palinka. I didn't show you this, but I traded for Zeev Buyomi in the draft. It took a very long time and the commentary wasn't very good, so I skipped it, but this is the deal. Just a bunch of picks and a prospect for Zeev. Zane Parekh is next to Hudson, and then Cripps and Muse down here. In between the pipes, we've got an 87 overall Ravensburg. This is easily the best we've ever been. I think we're championship bound. Let's see what coach says about it. Season goal is to compete for the cup. After 18 games, Claude Giroux is +1, but he also has 4 points. I'm thinking he might not be playing on that second line. Tej has 11. What does Simpson have? 7. What does Martoni have? 13. Okay, Martoni's going up. Claude Giroux's going to the 4th line. We're reuniting the young guns. I like how this looks. All right, let's run it back into it. We are doing pretty good right now. Every team is doing really good right now for some reason. We've only played 18 games, so we're a lot of games behind, but we're 12-6. We won 51, lost 21, lost 10 in overtime. We won the President's Trophy this season by almost 6 points, by exactly 6 points, not almost. And a lot of that came from the top line. Gavin McKenna had 91 points. Finally, a couple of boys above a point per game. Connor Bedard, 52 goals, 90 points. Sandem Palinka, 53. Seth Jarvis, 76. Finally, that first line playing like the line I always wanted it to. Panarin and Zibanejad on the third line both put up 50. Where was Claude Giroux? 17 points plus 16. Between the pipes, another not as good of a season, but it's still a pretty good season from Ravensburg. Hildeby had a monster season. In the first round, we've got the St. Louis Blues. They've got a pretty good team. Hagel, McTavish, and the revenge of Cole Caulfield and Caden Lindstrom. I guess we're about to find out if that trade was truly worth it in the most poetic way possible. On defense, they've got Owen Power and Adam Fox. In between the pipes, got a pretty decent goalie. Wow, this is going to be a tough first round matchup. See how the first 3 games go. We lose the first game in overtime. We win game 2 in regulation and win game 3. If we can win games 4 and 5, this series is over. I'm going to simulate both of them because I believe in my crew, in my team. We win game 4 and win game 5, taking this series home in 5. Next up, we've got another old opponent, the Winnipeg Jets. We win game 1 and game 2 and game 3. Can we finish this out in 4 with a clean sweep? Yes, we can. Going on to the conference finals, and we've only lost a single game. We've got the LA Kings. Let's check out this squad. Nico Hischier, Caleb Desnoyers, and David Pastrnak. All of it hanging on that first line, and Pasta, a lot of it hanging on him and his balls. On defense, Zellweger and Anderson. This is not a very deep team at all in net either. We should come away with this series. We just have to win our matchups. I mean, realistically, our first line can compete, and every other line and player we have should be better than theirs. But I've seen crazier upsets before. We cannot let up on the gas. Let's see how the first 3 games go. Game 1, we win. Game 2, we win. Game 3, we get smoked in LA. How does game 4 go? We bounce back for another victory. Can we close this out in 5? Yes, we can. Going to the Stanley Cup Finals with only 2 losses under our belt. We've got the Pittsburgh Penguins. Who is on Pittsburgh? We have not run into McDavid, McKinnon, McCarr, Matthews. We haven't run into anyone like that yet. So maybe we've got someone on Pittsburgh. Kaprizov. Really? And Matthew Nyes. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins is 79 overall, is their starting center. How many points has he got in the playoffs right now? 10. Not bad. Who's on defense? Matthew Schaefer, Shea Theodore. I'm gotta say, it looks like we've got a pretty big advantage here as well. See how this series goes. Pittsburgh Penguins games 1, 2, and 3. We do have home ice advantage, and we win 2 and lose 1. We do have the advantage, but a series doesn't start until someone wins on the road, and we do in game 4. We've got them backed up against the wall. 15-3 is our record. We've only lost 3 playoff games to this point, and we're 1 game away from lifting the cup. Can we do it in game number 5? Period 1, up 1-0 off of Connor Bedard. Period 2, down. Huge comeback from Pittsburgh. Connor Bedard scores again. Is it going to be enough? I don't know. Let's let it play out. Pittsburgh are doing whatever they can to drag this one to 6, and they are going to drag it to 6. We're going back to Pittsburgh for game 6. They're going to try and force game 7. We're going to try and take this cup. That was the first time we lost more than 1 game in a series. Let's not make a habit out of it. We come out hot. TJ Ginla going up 1-0 against Pittsburgh, and now it's tied 2-2. Kaprizov puts in 2. Let's see how this third period plays out. I'm not going to step in. I'll let it go to 7. I'm not going to play it myself, though. Seth Jarvis scores what could be the game winner with 13 minutes left. Fugelberg ties it up. Fugelberg, the return of Fugelberg. He comes back when it's about 5 minutes. I'm going to hop in, and Zane Parekh puts us up again. Okay, 5 minutes left in the game. I'm hopping in. We're making it CPU versus CPU. Our team overalls are significantly higher, but will that translate to a victory? We're about to find out. Wait, why am I playing? Why am I playing? Can I go? Wait, can I turn this into CPU now? No chosen side. Does that work? Can the AI play? Yeah. Okay, that does work. 45 seconds left. Pittsburgh is pulling their goalie. They're getting good, greasy chances. Finkelberg wants another huge block, and he's gone. I don't know who that is, but he sprung free, and he misses it. Is that Gavin McKenna? Get your own rebound. Seth Jarvis, the captain line. The captain finishes. The alternate. Damn, is that their coach? No, Bughead. Looks like an alien. Pittsburgh's breaking it out and pulling the tendy again with 20 seconds. Good defensive work there by Utah. Got him pinned against the boards. Mises coming in to support. Looks like there's nothing Pittsburgh can do. They're getting absolutely swamped. Ginla's going to take it up. Can't bury it, and he gets rocked with 3 seconds left. The Utah Mammoth are your Stanley Cup champs. That one took a lot longer than I thought it would. I thought by taking all the young guys, I was doing some 300 IQ moves, but honestly, did not help me out that much. It took a long time for them to develop, and I still had to make some moves, but it was fun. Who got the Conn Smythe? Seth Jarvis. 13 goals, 10 assists, 23 points, 68 hits. Dominant run by him. Dominant run by the Mammoth. Connor Bedard is going to come out to lift the cup, but I got to hide my camera because I think I'm going to use this in my intro. I got to say, man, I like the Utah jersey so much. Bedard looks pretty good in them too with that C on. The next player the AI is going to give the cup to is Claude Giroux. He stayed on the team for a long time and put in a lot of work. Cannot believe they gave the cup to him, but he's kind of been an unsung hero. I like that. I respect that. Thank you so much for watching. Like, subscribe, all that stuff. Let me know what you want to see next. Teams, anything, whatever. I hope you have a good day, and goodbye.